Pete Cohen, ready to rock and roll as ever, because that's what Pete Cohen does. Pete Cohen, hey, do you want to see my cat? Here's my cat. Here's my cat. You guys can't see my cat. Good morning, everyone. It's Pete Cohen. It's day 5 on the hero's journey, helping all of you to be a better version of yourself, to be unstoppable, to be a superhero. I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved every moment of this week and seeing so many people making just incredible progress. Are we live on there? Yes, we are live. Good morning. Good morning. We need to bring this up on here. There I am. There's me. Look, there's me on me. There's me doing a great job as ever. Could be unshaven. Could be shaven, I should say. Shaven, not stirred. Good morning. How are you this morning? How are you? Give me one word to describe how you're feeling right now. Let me just put this here. One word to describe how you're feeling right now. How are y'all feeling out there? And now we've posted that where we need to post it. Good morning for those of you that are following me right now here on Instagram. And let's bring this up on here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So where is everyone today? How's everyone feeling? We've got people feeling calm. We've got people feeling good, determined, great. Let's just be honest. How do you feel about where you are right now? That's what my coach used to ask me every time I spoke to him. How do you feel about where you are right now? Good morning, Designer Stubble, very 1990s. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Please share this. You could never even, well, you probably could, but one of our members, Zoe, posted something around how she came across this by chance. And what she's found from doing this, from being a part of the My365 community, is compassion. She's found strength. She's found friendship. It's unbelievable, just because someone she knew shared it. So never underestimate the power of the share. One of the things that I think people often don't like about sharing is they're worried about what people think about them. And this is hugely important. I'm going to say it right from the get-go, right from now. This is day 5. Day 5 on a whole week. How many of you would like me to be wholeheartedly honest with you? You know, would you like me just to be softly, or would you like me to cut through straight to the chase and be really open and honest with you? What do you reckon? Because some people know they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear something which they might feel that I'm talking to you. I don't know if I'm talking to you because I don't know if this applies to you, but I really believe that this applies to most people. Too many of us are too concerned about what other people think about us, to our own detriment. And real superheroes in their own life are really attached to their own cause. What is it that fuels them and drives them? And too many of us are way too interested in what other people are doing rather than supporting other people in what they're doing. And way too many people are looking for other people's approval. When you truly develop yourself and you get yourself to a place where you have clarity about who you are, where you're going, what people think doesn't really bother you. You're not affected by that. You learn to rise up above it. And one of the reasons people don't like to share things is they're worried about what other people will think about them. And I understand it. And the reason we think that is because we're insecure, first and foremost. And secondly, because we are communal people and we want to fit in. We don't want to upset the status quo. But I want you to think about this. This is one of the key things from this whole week on being a hero. This is the hero's journey. The reason we love stories, one of the first things you loved is stories. Dad, Mummy, tell me a story. Tell me a story. You probably like to hear the same story. Even children, you'll notice them. Those of you that have them, that often will want to watch the same thing over and over and over again. They want to hear the story. They want to see something difficult and bad happen where they get sad, but then they get happy because they love to see the story of happily ever after. Every day can be a happily ever after, but if you don't attune yourself to your journey and understand, hey, this is me, status quo. na 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 na. The same thing, the same record, the same thing all the time, every day, and that's how so many people's lives are. Just the same every day. Fine, which is fair enough. But they know there's a calling. There's a calling. We know that all of us are called to adventure. That's why we love to watch the films, because we see the call to adventure. Whether you can see this or not, I'll put the picture again in the Facebook group. The call to adventure. We often resist it. We resist the call until something bad happens in many cases. That's when I get to see the best in most people, when bad things happen, rather than people waking up and going, no, I'm not waiting for something bad to happen. I'm going to create the life that I want. Why? Because we know it's the greatest gift that people like Frodo Baggins, who lives in the Shire, who's literally just a little person, could save the whole of Middle-earth. And what about Harry Potter? What could he do? What about Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz? What could they do? What could Sylvester Stallone do? As an actor or as a character in the film, what can he do? What can you do? This is the journey that we're on. Then we get an assistant, we get a mentor, we get a coach. Maybe for some of you, that's me. And thank you very much. If you look at me as that person in your life, it's my privilege. You'll never find anyone who's more committed to you than I am. You just won't find them. Good luck if you want to go and find that person, but you won't find them. I know that because, well, that's what I believe, that I'm the best possible person you can ever find to help you be the real superhero in your life. Why? Because I lack the thing that most of you lack, which is consistency. I show up every single day, but I can't show up here for you. But if you start to be consistent and you do what I ask you to do, your life will never, ever be the same again. And the ones of you that have done that, your lives have flourished, completely flourished beyond anything that you ever thought possible. Yes, I'm blowing my own trumpet. But the fact is, it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. What matters is what happens today. You are on this journey. Many of you have crossed over. You've moved away from where you were, and you've found a new way of being. You've faced things now that have challenged you, your thoughts. My favorite superhero is Batman. I loved Batman growing up, the Cape Crusader. And the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin, they're in our head. The Joker in our head, you know? The Riddler, when we ask ourselves really bad questions and poses riddles of, why can't I do this? Why am I so stupid? Why am I so fat? Why am I so vulnerable? Why does this keep happening to me? And the Penguin, well, we all know what that's like. It's like the duck. The real superhero conquers himself, finds the will, the desire, which we'll look at in a minute, to go. They face crisis, they get better, they come back, they go back to the old status quo life, but they're better than they were before. And then they repeat the journey. This is the hero's path that we're on. And I promise you, so many of you are too transfixed on what other people are going on. That's what we do when we turn on the television. We're looking for stimulation, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. But what we need to do is stimulate ourselves. And if you don't know what that is or what that's about, that's why we have events like the My 365 Summit. That's why we are committed. It's not just me, you know? And I must say that I am consistent and committed until I'm every day. But we have a whole group of people. He did have some screwed up villains common, and most of those were in his head. And most of you are finding the resolve to deal with what life throws at you. So let's summarize this week. But for me, the summary of this whole thing is recognizing the MI, our logo, MI 365, 365 days of showing up. You know that many of you will look back. I promise you, this is going to happen. Many of you will fall away. You'll go away. You'll get to the point of thinking, oh, we're saying the same thing over and over again. I'll just rather watch the news, or it's too much. I don't want to hear this. And that's fine. That just happens because maybe I'm not the right person. Maybe it's not the right time for you. But I hope you don't be one of those people that looks back one day and goes, you know what? I really could have made the most of that opportunity. Because you can do that right here, right now. Many of you have done it. Many of you will do it. And you will tap into the essence of something far more powerful than what I can do. It's called a community of like-minded people who will support you and go, hey, you know what? I've got your back. But they can't have your back if your back doesn't show up. And that's why I ask people to show up and share. What have you learned? What have you achieved? And what are you going to do with it? You know what? Some of the emotional turmoil that some of you will go through to get yourself in front of the camera to do it, even to write it down. Whereas, you know, true superheroes They just get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just get started. And some of you need to hear this a million times before you finally decide to do it. But I'll keep being here for you, because the my in the My 365, the M, that's me. I'm your mentor. I'm here to help you use your mindfulness. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools. We are not designed to live in a world that is constantly stimulating us. We need to take control of our minds. One of the best ways to do that is to practice meditation. Often people resist it because they resist the things they need to do the most. So I'm your mentor, I'm your coach, I'm helping you with your mind. The I, that's you. The dot on the I is, what are you here to do? What are you on this earth to do? For me, I'll say it again, my superpower is to believe in me. That's my superpower. The more I believe in me, the more I love me for who I am and what I do, not for what I've done. That's okay. What I'm going to do. Don't judge me on what I've done, if you want to judge me at all. Judge me on where I'm going. Taking hundreds, millions of people just like you on a journey for you to be great human beings, to inspire other people just like you. That's what doing. Who's with me? Who's with me on this? Are you with me? Are you with me to be the inspiration, to be the light in other people's life? Because that's what we were put on this earth to do, to make a difference. What did your parents probably say to you? If your parents aren't here anymore, what would they say to you? Go and make a difference to the world. Do what makes you happy, but go and make a difference. We need to get in touch with this. First, it's to believe. I'm not saying this is you, but this is me. This is my I. This is my redness. This is my superpower. Make it happen. It's to love me. It's to believe in me. Then secondly, it's to know what I'm here to do and give it to the world, and give it, to serve. Because real heroes, they're not fighters of tough guys. They are people with compassion, love, and empathy. Write that down. Compassion, love, and empathy. Who wants to practice being a superhero? Because practice means mastery, but this is what it's about. Compassion, love, empathy. That's what heroes do. The word hero, where does it come from? Heros, meaning the protector, looking out for people, for the greater good of mankind. That's why we are here, because your forefathers tapped into the greater good of mankind to create the life for you to be here. And if it wasn't them, because of what your parents did to you, it maybe have been your parents' parents, your great-grandparents. Compassion, love, and empathy. That's what you can wear on your shirt. Inspiration is what I wear on my shirt. So the hero's journey, it's about being the protector. What's your secret weapon? Love, compassion, and empathy. So just like firefighters, right? Firefighters, they're amazing, right? They're always ready to go. You've got a fire station, they can be out of the door in 60 seconds. Why? They have the strength for 2. That's why we need to work on ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally. And as you know, as heroes, what is not feeling like it got to do with it? Oh, I don't feel like it. What does that mean? If there was a burning building, I don't feel like it. Sorry, no, just don't feel like it. No, it's to recognize that you need to be strong through exercise, through mindfulness. You don't do it because you necessarily want to be slim, fit, and healthier, but do it because you want to be the very best version of yourself. So the My 365 heroes, from what I can see, they are committed, they're loyal, they show up, they have the strength for 2. But I can tell you something, many My 365ers, as many people all over the world, my God, you guys need to work on being more consistent. But that's okay. It means there's something to do. Because I asked the question the other day, and it was very apparent to me. So where do we go from here? What's next? What do we do? What do you want to have happen? It's to recognize this. It's to recognize this. And where are you right now on the hero's journey? You are the hero, right? You are the hero, and it's time to go up. It's time to spiral up, because next week we are going to practice being a hero. We're going to practice developing our love, our compassion, our empathy to human beings, because that's what the world needs. 98% of people probably in the world do not do this. And I'll tell you one thing. as we bring this week to an end. And if anyone's got any questions, why not take a question? That imagine this, right? There was a fire, and you went to that fire and you tried to put it out half-heartedly. What do you think could happen? But if you went to the fire with an attitude of, I'm putting this out, I'm doing it, what do you think is going to happen? The way you do anything is the way you do everything. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. And if you're struggling to know what your big why is, that's just go out and do something that makes good to the world, because the world needs heroes. The world needs superheroes. And just like David Bowie said, we can be heroes just for one day. Excuse me? One day? Every day. And every day you show up, my friends, I see a hero in all of you. And I appreciate you for that. Anyone have any questions before we do a quick 1-minute summary of the week? I can't wait to hear what you guys have learned, because I know how many of you will agree to do it. Yeah, Pete, I will share what I've learned, what I've achieved, and what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to do it. How many of you will commit to doing it? Because some of you won't commit, some of you will, and then you'll commit to it and not do it. And then you give yourself an excuse to be a villain in your own mind. A villain in their own mind is you don't do what you say you're going to do. You let yourself down. That's where confidence comes from. To become a person of confidence is to do what you say you're going to do. And it's all very well saying what you've learned, which is great. That's just repeating some of the stuff I've said, which is fine. I want to know. I don't want to know what you're going to do. Because once I know what you're going to do, I can hold you accountable for that. And not just me. And it is my wife's 33rd birthday tomorrow, and it is our 3rd year of marriage tomorrow. But that's still not going to stop me from looking out for you. Because what I offer you, you need it. But it's not just what I'm offering you. It's a whole load of other people. There's Zoe. Zoe is in the house. Stop being interested in other people's lives. Be more interested in yours and what you can do with it. If you are interested in other people's lives, make sure they're people that just inspire you. My birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Julia. Sarah Jane, I just saw your post before. Listen, if you want to go down and give yourself a hard time about what the scales say, scales are for fish. Do you feel stronger? Do you feel healthier? Do you have more energy? That's what's important. That is, let the scales take care of themselves. And as far as weight loss is concerned, you wait, my 365ers. We've got something coming. I don't want to spill the beans just yet because it's too early and I'll get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. Probably already said too much. I can get so much done when I'm doing it for other people. What's that all about? Must be gratitude and the feel-good factor. You just love to help people, Kenny. Guys, thank you very much for watching me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure you share this. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. It's an awesome number, 333. Half of the devil. We've all got the devil inside us. The way that we exercise the devil is be great, be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. I think it's been an awesome week. Much love to Hannah. How would you describe this week and what you've gotten out of it? I think it's been phenomenal. And next week, it's all about practicing the essence of a hero. Love, compassion, empathy. Thank you very much. Hey, Sandra, great to see you. Great to see everyone. I'm talking to every single one of you. Are you ready? Here we go. The 1-minute summary starts. No, that doesn't start. Let's do a 1-minute summary. Here. So this is it, my friends. This has been the whole week on how to be a hero, to go from hero to superhero, and everyone can do this. But the goal is to recognize that you're on a journey. It doesn't matter who you are. This is a journey you're going to go on where you're living an ordinary life. Something happens You get some assistance, you depart from what you know, you go on a journey, you go from a crisis, you take on the dragon, you beat the dragon, you come back stronger, you go back to your old life, but you were better than you were before. Listen, everyone was put on this earth to be great. You know it and I know it. Let's face the truth. We know that for many years, we probably haven't been our best. We haven't been serving ourselves and giving our greatest gifts and talents to the world. But that doesn't matter because that's over. All that matters is now. What is it that you're going to do? What is it that is going to be the difference that makes the difference? Because it's time for you to show up in the world like you never have done before. I will show up here continuously for every single one of you because I believe in you. And I know that many of you are starting to do the same thing. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Thank you for being a part of this week. I know life is not always easy. I know that. Life can be extremely challenging from time to time. But we need those challenges in many cases so that we can get stronger. My mum is asking me to take a picture of that. I will, even though I already have, but I'll do it again and I'll stick it in the Facebook group for you guys to see. Or you can go and watch the film, Finding Joe, a film about Joseph Campbell, who really came up with this whole thing. Who is his best friend? George Lucas. What was the film that had the biggest impact on me as a child? 1977, Star Wars, The Force. What is the Force? The Force is your ability to tap into your own purpose, your own fire, your own passion, your own love. Let's do this. Have a great day. Show up and share, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for tuning in, every single one of you. I think you guys are flipping fantastic.